we got immigration, environment, and environmental concerns that Trump's trying to ram through in the last minute. November 13th, and he announced that the citizenship test will include questions about American history and politics, more questions, and basically increase the number of questions from 100 to 128. And the administration also proposed a rule that would limit work permits for immigrants awaiting deportation, but not yet in custody. So essentially, rock in a hard place. You can't work. You're not actually being detained, but you can't actually work anywhere. You're not a threat to anyone. No one's detained you, but you still can't work. On the environment, also on November 13th, there's a new rule, this is random, to restrict pension managers from considering social and environmental impacts when choosing investments, right? So otherwise you can't choose to invest in not dirty fossil fuel companies. And another Labor Department rule would make it easier for companies like Uber to withhold benefits by classifying workers as independent contractors instead of full employees. Hello, California, and however millions of dollars, billions of dollars went into that proposition. Finally, the Bureau of Land Management is going to start auctioning acres of public land, more public land off to drilling starting at $2 an acre on 445,000 acres of public land with leases to sale to energy companies through the Bureau of Land Management. The leases could expand dramatically and allow oil and gas drilling on an additional 6.8 million acres of the National Petroleum Reserve in Alaska, a habitat for bears, musk oxen, caribou, and birds. And also, the Interior Department is gonna open up drilling in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge.
Yay!
Are there turkeys?
It's just like so on the nose, you know? It's like, what are things that Republicans do? Let's drill in the Arctic, kill some caribou. Let's make it like food dirtier so I can make like $9 extra. Like, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. And let's leave no ambiguities as to who's gonna benefit from that. Not the people working at the factories. All of these, like with the food safety, it's to have fewer employees checking things on the line. It's to make it so that the government stays out of the buildings. It's to do all this horrible, horrible stuff. It's to make it so that people in cities where most humans live are underrepresented and underfunded so that they can't get what they need to survive. Yeah. That's the point.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. And I will say that like last thing about it for me is essentially like there is not just the scariness of a lame duck president. There is the scariness, the more frustrating scariness of a lame duck Congress. Congress is reconvening today for about 10 days. So on the 10th day till Christmas, what's my Congress gonna give to me? We need to be shaking their trees every single minute of every single day because last time they got together, all Mitch did was confirm judges. Did they give you any COVID aid? No, $0. The only thing they're gonna approve is a military budget. And the only question about whether they'll approve it is whether or not it renames Confederate named bases. Yep. That's the only thing they're arguing about. We need to get on the phone immediately and call your Congress people and other people's Congress people and essentially convince them that like, you know how you previously when the first round of COVID happened and you did say we actually needed money to get by? Well, we're just as high and we're actually higher in terms of COVID infections than we were before. So you need to step up, you need to step in, and you need to give us a little bit more, a tiny bit more to get through this. Otherwise, what they're gonna do is, I mean, otherwise the play for McConnell is to sabotage the economy and say, no, you got some Democrats, they run it under the ground. Don't let them get away with it.
I mean, it's really interesting because remember the line before the election was from Republicans, as soon as Democrats win, if they win, COVID will disappear and they're never gonna mention it again. Yeah. Obviously that didn't happen because Democrats generally care more about reality. But I wouldn't be surprised that if and when Biden assumes office, you'll have Republicans going like, COVID is real. Our people are dying out there, as a little bit of a bait and switch. I mean, I hope, but they will absolutely squarely blame any kind of economic recession that was based on their inability to act and actually help people and extend unemployment benefits or moratoriums on evictions or PPP loans, they're gonna put that all in the Democrats' court. But of course, block any actual movement on it. But rhetorically, they're gonna blame them.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
With all the pardons, Brett, I have to ask, because apparently it's not illegal to do this, but do you think that Trump will try and pardon himself?
Sure. That's a great question. And what are the two sides of it? One is no, I don't need to pardon myself. I'll be able to do that in my next term, which I'm trying to secure. The other approach is I don't need to pardon myself. I guess there's three. I don't need to pardon myself because I didn't do anything wrong. But the third he'll go with is probably something like, I'm pardoning myself for things I didn't do because I didn't do them. But the rabid Democrats who are already pretending I'm not president are gonna be after me. So he always does this thing that like secures him something actually and then pretends something else is going on. So he's actually would be securing himself clemency for any federal crimes, not state crimes. So the New York circuit, whatever, can do whatever they want. But tax evasion in New York State. But he's gonna pretend it's all just because it's rigged and I don't need to do it anyway.
Right. So essentially the pardon would be for something like the Stormy Daniels hush payments, but the tax fraud in the state of New York cannot pardon himself for. I'm just trying to understand it.
Yeah, like federal crimes. So like things are like, is he gonna pardon Kyle Rittenhouse? Well, there's a couple federal crimes there, like taking something from one state to another, but the murder charge is state. So you can't pardon him for the murder charge.
Right.
As it stands now.
Yeah, and this is the thing. It's like, there's even takes now that are like, well, Trump, he wouldn't do that because it's a bridge too far, like he's got some respectability. It's like, what? Have we been watching the same guy for the last 4 years? If he can do it, he will do it. He could just, he thinks it's like a get out of jail free card, just like a little like, with the guy with the stripes, the Monopoly man, he's gonna just take that with him, I think.
Yeah.
And use it, and it might not work. But he can also pardon his family members, the list goes on. We shall see. Will it be Kyle Rittenhouse? Will it be Julian Assange? Not sure.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.